Hi everybody, merhaba, hoş geldiniz. Welcome to Inji Cooks Turkish. And today I have a very special recipe I'm going to be making because our neighbors, Gene and Norma, gifted us these two very beautiful trouts that he caught in the lake. He's a very good fisherman and he always catches a ton of fish. And he asked us if we would like some trout. And of course, we said, oh my gosh, yes, we would love to have some. And this inspired me to make a Turkish edition of trout, which is called Alla Balik in Turkish. It's such a neat name. Alla Balik is kind of a fun thing to say. But we've got a really simple recipe. You can make this really with any fish, but it turns out so delicious, and I know you guys are going to love it. So let's get started. I'm going to first combine, I have flour, cornmeal, some salt and pepper, of course. I put a little smoked paprika, and what is this? This is onion powder and garlic powder because we want to season our dredge. And then I have a couple of eggs over here that we're just going to beat up so we can dip the nice trout and make it all, receptive to our dredge. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt here just to season it lightly. Salt and pepper, nothing fancy here. Just a little. And then let's break this up a little bit. So that way we have a dip to make the flour dredge and the cornmeal stick on our fish. So we're going to have a nice crust when we fry it up. Here we go. And then I'm going to take this. I should have done it the other way around, but that's okay. It still works. I'm just going to combine this so all of the seasonings are into the dredge and give it lots of flavor. There we go. Put that to the side. And here comes the fun part. We're going to dredge our beautiful salmon. Now look at this salmon. It has such great color. It's not salmon, actually. It's trout, but it looks like salmon because it's so red. I can't imagine all of the good omega-3s we're going to get eating this beautiful salmon that was caught right here in the lake. So here we go. I'm going to dip it, get it moistened here so that way our dredge will stick. Every time I look at this, I do think it looks like salmon, but then we're going to put this on here, pack it on, because that's what's going to make the really great crust. I know in Turkey, eating fish is on everybody's menu all the time. And I'm going to put a little in here because I want it to be really crunchy and flavorful. And during the summer, nothing better than eating fish in Turkey. They have the best fish ever. Okay. I think that one's nice and dredged. Now I'm going to take the other little guy here. Not so little guy, actually. And make sure it's a little moistened in here. I was going to try to do it with tongs, but I don't think you can. It's like one of those things you have to put your hands into and just, just bread it. It's okay. You can wash your hands, right? And I'll put a little in here. Make it really tasty. And I think we're going to be ready just to fry it up. Here we go. Nothing better than fish in the summertime. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to be ready to fry it up. So I'm going to meet you back at the stove and we can get this fish going so we have dinner ready in no time. Okay, so we're back and we're going to be frying our fish now. And I hope these guys fit into the pan because they're really big fish. So I'm going to do it carefully. There's obviously hot oil, but they're pretty dry. It's really important to dry these things that you fry off really well. See, his tail's going to be sticking out. Okay, we'll have to put his tail back in there somehow. All right. So we're going to let these cook for a while. And, you know, I know in Turkey, in the lakes, they have trout, they have crappie. So this is definitely a dish that Turkish people eat if they go fishing in the lake and they want to make some great fish. So we're going to let this cook for a while. And then since they're a little bit bigger, I think they're going to take a little longer than if you had the smaller trout, obviously, because there's more to cook. So we're going to let this cook, and then you can come back and I'll flip them, and then we'll check to see how they're doing. Okay, so I think we're going to be ready to flip our humongous trout. I think they're going to turn out so good. Now you're going to see why I'm wearing my apron, because just in case, so I don't get my, oh, look how nice and crusty that is. Yum. So nice. Okay, let's push down his tail. This is the tall one here. And I'm going to flip this guy over too. Come on now. And as with anything frying, you have to be a little bit careful. Beautiful. Wow. Such a nice crust. I'm going to be really cooking it through. So, okay, we're going to let this side go ahead and cook, and then we're going to be ready to plate it. So after we're done, I'll meet you back on the other side so we can see how we're going to serve it. Okay, so we're ready to plate our delicious Alla Balik, which is trout. And we did it Turkish style here today. And honestly, it looks absolutely scrumptious because we got a nice crust here on top. The inside's gonna be nice and moist, so you're not gonna have dried out fish. And that is the secret of eating fish. You want it to be moist, not dried out. And so I did prepare, I'm going to plate it with some rice. I did a rice pilav, which is a Turkish rice pilav. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the side here. Let's see, I need my pot holders. I think it's still real hot. And I'm just going to give a little bit of fun here to the side. So when I serve it at the table, it's just like an individual portion. You don't have a million plates, but yet you still have a wonderful presentation. I made a rice pilav with the vermicelli, and I put a little bit of the almonds in there, the slivered almonds, and they're toasted. So everything's very buttery and really delicious. So let's put a little bit more on here. I was going to put the salad on here, but I don't think I'm going to because I don't want anything to ruin the crunchiness of the trout here because it's really fantastic. And I made a side salad here of cucumbers, tomatoes, and I put a few herbs in here like dill, parsley, and mint. And I just mixed it up with a little lemon juice and olive oil. And I'll have this recipe on the site as well as on my site, ngcooksturkish.com. So that way you'll have the whole entire meal. You can make this yourself. It's super easy and is delicious every single time. And I want to thank Gene and Norma for giving us the fabulous trout that he caught himself at the lake. And I can't wait to eat it. And I'm really just absolutely starving smelling this as a cook. So thank you for joining us today. Teşekkürler and hoşça kalın. And please remember to subscribe to this channel so that way you can see when I post and you'll get all the updates of the different recipes that I'm posting as well as other stuff that's coming up that's exciting. Again, thank you, and we'll see you next time.